I have something to tell you. I'm low on ice.
I'll cover you while you get my luggage. Go, 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 go!
Forget about meeting anybody in a bar. You know, the chicks in bars are the ones who can't afford Wi-Fi.
So how crazy is she?
She nearly shot me changing my clean sheets. Well, what about those?
Those are for my pressure points that pop up during the night.
You want to get a pressure point that's popping up right now.
My sister doesn't even think you're real.
Oh, I'm real.
You naked, Francis?
What a bunch of prudes.
Ow! This is why I am gay!
We should try this again sometime at my place.
Really? When?
Let's do the dare part. I dare you to take off your pants.
Mom!
All right, then I'll take off my skirt.
Francis?
Well, since my girlfriend moved out, I have no one to go home to.
Girlfriend. Oh, yeah, cool.
If you want to look young next to your children, teen pregnancy is the way to go. You know, people don't talk about it, but I think it's a selling point.
My sister is so gay.
This is a man who never stops. He's funny, he's loving, he's charming. I mean, you look up creator up in the dictionary and there's his picture. I mean, he's a writer, he's an actor, he is a director, a producer, he's a creator. Mr. Terry Ray.
Hey, guys, where's this person? I want to meet him. Who is he?
Oh my God, my good friend Terry. You, Mr. Ray.
How are you, sweet thing?
Oh, I'm okay.
Listen, anybody who's watching this knows how sweet you are. They just already know that. It's pre-known. Look at that face. People know. I'm not saying anything anybody doesn't know already.
Look at that face. Just look at it. Look at your face.
That beautiful, gorgeous, fantastic face. I'm excited I'm getting to visit with you. This is really fun and overdue.
I know it is. This is like a love fest.
I know. Good thing we're safe.
Yeah, we're
Can't get pregnant this way.
Oh my God, right?
I hope not.
I know, right? Well, you never know.
Right. Well, it would be interesting if one of us got pregnant from this. That would be
first person to get pregnant over Zoom.
Over Zoom. That is some connection happening.
Hey, that's your fourth one in
Zoom pregnancy. I'm shooting a fourth one tomorrow, actually.
You are?
Yes. So the trilogy is becoming a quadrilogy.
Well, I mean, what is the trilogy called, or now quadrilogy?
Well, it was Zoom trilogy, and now we're just making Zoom stuff.
You're doing the Zoom series.
We're zooming.
We're zooming. Zoom in. That's great.
I'm presuming we're just going to keep on zooming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, did you write this one or direct this? Because I know you're switching off, or you have.
Yeah, this one I'm doing. I wrote and I'm acting and directing. It's with David Pevsner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the title is?
Yeah.
Zoom Naked.
No.
That's what it's called. Zoom Naked. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to watch.
X-rated?
Oh, I can't really tell you everything yet. You can watch it.
Well, we heard it here. The first, the name, at least the name.
Well, there's been Zoom sex, Zoom date, Zoom audition, and this is Zoom Naked.
Soon it's going to be Zoom pregnant. I think.
Well, maybe we're filming that right now. We don't know. Maybe.
Oh my God, I'm having a baby. Oh my God. Oh wait. Oh,
you have so many things to look at. You have a moon lamp. What's happening? Is that your baby? Oh, he looks just like me. He's got my hair.
I know. It looks just like you, Terry.
Thank you. Oh, he's got my hair. Oh, I love it. I'm looking around. I see a moon lamp. I see like a tree face on there. I'm like, I need explanation.
Excuse me for my Zoom pants.
Oh, you're not Zoom naked. Look at you. Oh my God, you are faked. You are fake dressed up.
I I get dressed up for each and every interview.
That is the premise of Zoom Naked. So you're gonna okay.
I think, hey, who needs to film it? We're doing it. This, I love
What?
it. Isn't this great?
Pretty fabulous.
I got this, I think when I was a teenager, in San Francisco, every year they had the Charles Dickens Christmas Fair.
Is it a mug? What is it?
No, it's
A vase.
you put the candle in there and his eyes light up.
Oh, stop it.
Yes, look how cool it is, right?
Oh my God, it's way bigger than I thought from sitting back there. I didn't know it was that big. It's bigger than your head.
I could,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, okay, that's a little spooky, but
This was a gift that I saw it and my brother said, "What would you like?" He went with me.
oh, sweet.
And I said, "I love this," and he bought it for me. And I've had it since I was a teenager.
Wow. So it's like 4 or 5 years old now.
Thank you. So, Mr. Ray,
Yes. Yes.
how are you in this wonderful time of
Turmoil and solitude.
turmoil and solitude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am turmoiled and I am solituded. I'm sick of my own face, but I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm trying to be creative is the only way I know how to fight the crazy.
No, you don't try. You do. I was looking over. I knew that you did all this stuff, but it's like you have a list of things. First of all, I want to ask you, because I've never really heard this story, because I read it and it's like, I love the story of how you got your SAG card. Can you tell that?
Yes, I can tell that. Okay, well, like I moved here from Ohio. I had never been west of Arkansas. I didn't know anybody. So I had no idea how to get into the business, right? So
Right.
I come here and I learn you can't audition for back in the prehistoric days when I arrived. You couldn't audition for a SAG role unless you had a SAG card, and you couldn't get a SAG card unless you had a SAG role.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know how to do that. So I thought, well, I can be an extra and get on a set. So I'm going to be an extra and I'm going to get my SAG card because I'm just going to speak. They'll give me a card. So
you put that out there, right?
yeah, well, that was the goal. So I did it for 8 months. I had never seen anybody get their SAG card in 8 months. No one.
Right.
No one got a line. And, it was a lot of experiences in those 8 months. But then I was on a movie, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know what that's going to be. That's going to be campy and funny. So I was supposed to do this movie with Bruce Willis, something no one's ever heard of called Die Hard. And,
yeah.
I was supposed to be an extra at night on Die Hard, but after this one, first night. But the first night I was like on Elvira, but then I was booked for a week on Die Hard. Yeah. So I went to the Elvira thing and I dressed like a total geek and I brought no other clothes so they couldn't make me change. So I thought, okay, I'll stand out. And they were burning her at the stake in the scene, and they had the townspeople gathered around to burn her at the stake. And then there was a little stake because she had this poodle, and there was a little stake for her poodle that they were going to burn. So they said to the crowd, they said, chant everybody, burn the witch. And it was like very lethargic. It was burn the witch, pause, 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 burn the witch, pause, pause. Well, I'm like, I'm going for it. I am going to get my SAG card or I am going to get fired because I am over it. So after I burn the witch and the pause, 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 I screamed at the top of my lungs, burn her and her little dog too. And there was this big silence and they said, cut. And then they talked and I'm like, are they firing me? What are they doing? They were just all huddled together talking. And then after a moment, they brought the camera over and they said, okay, what you just did, right? Let's try that one more time. And so I got my, my close up and I was like, okay. So then Elvira saw the dailies and she was like, who is he? I love him. Have him here every day. I was committed to doing this silly thing that no one's ever going to hear of called Die Hard. So I had to, but the rest of the shoots for Elvira were during the day. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to during the day, and then I'm gonna race to Die Hard at night, and I'll never sleep for a week, and because I didn't want to turn down being on Elvira.
Right.
So so then I was a SWAT guy, and they put me in a uniform like with like a million of us. There was a million SWAT guys, and people were bad. And I hate to say this about myself, but they went and hid in their cars in the parking garage and slept all night long. And I was one of those people because I had to get some rest for Elvira, which I was having a wonderful time. So I got away with that for a little while, and then the assistant director hauled everybody out, found everybody in their cars, and the director was yelling and saying, "I need killer types," and I wasn't caring. I was so tired, I wasn't paying attention. "I need killer types like him," pointing to me, and so I looked like a killer type because I didn't care. I got pulled, and I had to do a stunt with a helicopter on Die Hard while I was doing Elvira Mr. the Dark, but I got my SAG card.
No, wait a minute. Did you get it from Elvira or Die Hard?
Elvira.
Oh my God. And but how could, so you didn't, what did you sleep an hour during that time?
No, I just whenever I could sneak a sleep, but I was so hyper from getting to do Elvira because she was so kind to me, Cassandra Peterson. She was so kind, and I was having a great time, and then I didn't care a thing about, I was like, nobody's going to hear of, we were in a parking lot, and it was just like, there was no excitement for Die Hard until I had to get, practically killed by a helicopter, but then that was that.
Well, I'm
So
glad.
that's my story. That's how I got my SAG card.
I love that one. I love that. And then you went on to, you went on to do Gaydar.
Gaydar. Gaydar was the first thing that really was my own project with Larry LaFond. We made Gaydar. You have the DVD.
I have the DVD. It's really, how many film festivals did this get in?
Well, 10 is considered really good, and I stopped counting at 120. All over the world.
I think that must be a record.
All over the world. And then California Independent Film Festival, even just a few years ago, named Gaydar one of the top 20 best comedy shorts of all time. So they said, here's the top 20, and Gaydar is one of them. I know, lucky. So that was the first one to go, okay, we're gonna make our own thing. That was Larry LaFond and I.
Larry LaFond, yes. Look, and since we're on Gaydar, you, Mr. Creator.
Gaydar gun, you have your Gaydar gun, you're so prepared.
There's
my picture's on that side, right there, that's me.
You are.
Yeah.
I mean, you did it all. This is, talk about creating your own work.
Well, yeah, my brother said, why don't we make a Gaydar gun for real? Because all these straight people, we were in more straight festivals than gay. And people were like, I want a Gaydar gun. I want a Gaydar gun, because Gaydar is about this device that tells whether people are straight or gay. And it has a homometer scale, 1 to 100%, to say where you fall on the homometer scale. There is no wrong answer. There's nothing wrong with anybody's percentage, David. No one has any problems with that. And just whatever's whatever, right? Right. So we thought, well, the Gaydar gun will show that. But I had to write 650 jokes that took 48 characters or less about sexuality that fit inside that thing. And I was the voice of it. But my brother went to China and helped work with designers and made that thing happen. My brother did that.
Oh my.
But I did the writing and the voice. But I just, a couple months ago, sold my last one.
No, I've had this before.
I am done with selling Gaydar guns.
Are you? So now they're collectible. So
They're very collectible. Keep it in the box.
There might be one or two maybe on eBay. You never know.
You never know.
Okay. In regards to that, do you think once it was aimed at somebody, it's ever changed anybody?
Well, a couple people, like when I was trying to sell it, I would go in crowds and just zap people at gay prides and stuff, and or wherever, because I had no pride. Before I was at Pride, because I was like, I gotta sell that skater.
In the restroom.
Right. Hello. So a couple people that I thought were straight, we're not gonna get it, like like said they were 50% or something, and it went, seriously, they went, how does it know that? And I'm like, well, it doesn't, but now I do. It's like,
That's
but I
funny.
had a lot of celebrities that let me just shoot them with a Gator gun, and I made Gator gun videos. Like I was in bed with Cloris Leachman.
Oh my God, I love that one.
I know, that's a good one. Jim J. Bullock was my first, because he was my next door neighbor, and I didn't know what I was doing, and so I was working the camera and walking and talking at the same time, and I had just been at his door because he's next door to me, like in an apartment building, and I'm like, okay, Jim, we're just gonna make it up. We're gonna do whatever. Just saw him. I walked to my place. I'm 12 seconds later. I knock on his door. He opens it, stark naked. I don't know how he got naked that fast. It made me laugh so hard. Of course, we didn't use that one because I couldn't, because I fell apart laughing. But he just was being stupid.
Do you have it like on the outtake somewhere?
I can't have it.
Oh my God, I can't do that. He said, "Aw." Well, I mean, from that to, I mean, okay, there's a name I have to throw out to you.
Yeah.
Charles Nelson Riley.
Oh, received and put here.
Yeah.
Charles was my acting teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I loved him growing up, of course, like all of us gay boys. We loved him, right? He was our guy.
He's amazing. He was amazing.
Amazing. And so I knew that he was a teacher, but he didn't advertise his class. You just couldn't go like, I'm going to look up Charles Nelson Riley's acting class. But I had just said to the world, I'm like, I really want to study with Charles Nelson Riley. The next day, I met this guy that I was talking to, and I said, what do you do? And he says, I book students for Charles Nelson Riley's acting class. And I was like, oh, okay. I want to audition.
Yeah.
And that's, yeah. And then he was the best. He was such an amazing teacher. You laughed and you learned, and he was the best. And then when I did Gaydar, he played my uncle in Gaydar, and that was his last on-screen film role. So I got to act with him. It was just.
He was really, I mean, like you said, we grew up, we loved him. He was one of those people that we would like, oh my God, he's on TV now. We turn it on, and I was blessed. I didn't get to take his class, but he filled in. I was taking a class with Karen Morrow.
Oh, yeah, they were friends, yeah.
Yeah, and so he filled in for her one week, and I was like, oh my God, I'm getting to study with Charles, so.
That is cool, yeah. And people don't know. I mean, like if you're just a regular person who saw him on Match Game or whatever, don't know that he was a brilliant director. Like he directed a lot of famous people in one-person shows, like Julie Harris and who we called Miss Harris. We never called her Julie. Miss Harris.
Oh. Well, talk about directing. Now, I know you wrote it, but didn't you direct at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion? Like
I directed one show there. I wrote 3 things there, and I was in 2 of them, and one of them I directed as well.
With Mickey Rooney, and I mean these names are like and
Jones, Michael York,
Hilary Duff,
Amanda Bynes. It was great. I mean, lots more, and it was just a thrill. The Dorothy Chandler Pavilion, that's.
Now, how did that come about?
Oh God, it just sort of happened. I was working at the Los Angeles Master Chorale, which performs at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion at the time. And they were going to do this Hollywood show. And I said, you need to have stars, and you need to have stuff going on, and speeches and things happening. And they're like, well, how would we make that happen? And I'm like, I'll do it.
I love it.
They're like, really? So I got a hold of anybody that was alive from the movies that they were doing, and then if they weren't alive, there was no one alive, I had to figure out, well, what's a connection to somebody that I can get? Yeah. People said yes. Brock Peters was another one. I loved him from To Kill a Mockingbird, and so Dee Wallace. I think you're friends with Dee Wallace.
She was in that.
Yeah, so it was a magical time, and then they loved it so much that they gave me they did a Christmas show for children, and it's like a 3,000 seat theater, and I could write a stage show like a play, but with music.
Right.
And so I wanted to write something that kids would like, not somebody that I thought that kids would like. I'm like, I went to a bunch of kids and I said, who do you like? And at the time, Amanda Bynes had the Amanda Show on Nickelodeon, and people kept saying, the Amanda Bynes, and I was like, well, I actually know her because I was on the Amanda Show. So so that worked out. So I just was able to get a hold of her. She was 13 at the time, and she said yes. And I went and I rehearsed at her house. I sat on her bed while we went over lines, and she was fantastic. And then they gave it to me again the next year, and so I said to kids, who do you like? And they were like, we like Lizzie McGuire, who was Hilary Duff. So I was like, well, I don't know her, but I got a hold of them, and Hilary Duff's mother and her family, they said, she'll do it if you give a bunch of tickets to poor people. And I'm like, done, poor children. So because of her generosity, she didn't take a salary. And then I was able to give all these wonderful holiday tickets to underprivileged children, which was terrific.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all those shows that you have been on, and then creating your own shows. I mean, you have what? My Sister Is So Gay, and then you got Lonnie Anderson plays your mom.
Lonnie Anderson plays my mother. Yeah, it's pretty exciting, and I have a great cast. I have Deborah Wilson from Mad TV,
who's been in performing arts.
Yeah, she's the best. What an energy she has, and she has that famous Whitney Houston impersonation that she does, the famous Oprah, like she did on Scary Movie, like she played Oprah. She plays my best friend in My Sister Is So Gay. Ray Don Chong is in the second season, and I have a habit. David, don't fault me for this, but I have a habit of casting really hot guys as my boyfriends because it's fiction, right? Why not? So my boyfriend in My Sister So Gay is played by Tilky Jones. Tilky Jones is like, he used to be in a boy band called Take Five. He's been on a ton of TVs. He stars in a million TV movies. Like if you see a Christmas movie, he's in it. And
before you cast him, did you use this on him?
Yeah, it didn't. Unfortunately, the needle stayed down at 0, but still, he's a good sport. And then I made My Sister So Gay with my friend Wendy Michaels, who was my co-student at Charles Nelson Riley. We did our very first scene together, so that all tied together. So Charles was the thread because to get to Lonnie, we wrote it and like, okay, who should we cast as the mother? And I'm like, Lonnie Anderson. I had worked in a sitcom with her, and I told her then, I'm Charles Nelson Riley's student, because she loved Charles through Burt Reynolds, because Burt Reynolds and Charles were best friends.
Yeah.
And she loved Charles, and so I had that scene. So I wrote her agent a letter with a clip of the scene and the script, and the next day Lonnie called me and said, "Of course I remember you, and I love this script. This is exactly what I want to do. Let's do this."
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's been brilliant. And we're shooting a new episode. We're shooting a special for our times now. It's called the Unsocial Distancing episode. So it's just going to be Lonnie and me and Wendy through Zoom.
Is this like for season 2, or is this like?
It's just a bonus.
Bonus episode. I love this.
Yeah.
The thing about you is you seem to just do things and they happen. You like manifest it, like you said, and the next day, bum, there it has.
I've been very blessed because I never have money, but still, I don't let that stop me. It's like if you just go, okay, well, we're gonna do this, and you forge ahead, somehow it happens. But if you go, I gotta wait till I get the money before I can do this, then you're sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
So I just have to go ahead and do it. You jump in the pool and you'll start swimming. And if you sink, you won't know. It'll be over quick.
Right. Well, I mean, you're electricity. In fact.
You said the magic bonus word.
Oh my God. I felt like, woo!
That was the super magic word for today.
Because-
Electricity.
Yes, because that is your big show that's like headed to Broadway?
Off Broadway. It's my play. I wrote this play.
Yeah, which I saw when it was here.
It was started 4 years ago.
Wow.
And the only thing that stopped it is the coronavirus. We were playing for 3 years in Palm Springs in 2 venues at the same time, becoming the longest running play in Palm Springs.
Right.
So we're still gonna go. But you know what we're gonna do? You don't know this. This is a scoop, okay? Because
Okay.
we don't have theater, right?
We get the scoop. We get the scoop.
The scoop is happening. Pay attention. Okay, so if you follow electricitytheplay.com, you'll get updates. But we're like, how do we do this? I mean, like, what is the world going to be like now with theater? Like, we have this play that we want to do and that people want to see. So Mel England, my co-star in the play,
Love Mel.
it's a 2-person play, right? Just 2 people. So we thought, well, we could be safe about this coronavirus, COVID-19 safe, if we quarantine together for 2 weeks before we do the play. So we are going to quarantine, and then we're going to live stream the play every Thursday with 3 cameras, and it's going to be pretty fantastic.
Oh
And
my God.
so excited because there's like nobody's doing this, so it's like we're trying something new. Like how do we do this? And because we have such a small cast,
Right.
we feel like, and Mel has moved to Palm Springs as well, so we can do it. We can give this a big try.
Everybody seems to be moving to Palm Springs. I just found out my neighbors who I used to hang out with before, are moving there. So I guess, one of these
And
days
I mean, the water's fine.
Oh.
My producer from Electricity lives in Palm Springs. My co-star lives in Palm Springs. I moved to Palm Springs. My director just placed a bid on a house this weekend to move to Palm Springs.
I guess it's
We're electrifying Palm Springs.
electrifying. And what is it? I read out of all the productions in Minneapolis, Electricity was named one of the 5 best out of the town for the show. The shows along with Hamilton, Cirque du Soleil, and the Broadway tour of The Humans.
Yes, isn't that crazy? We got to do a little mini week. We were only there for a week in Minneapolis in a tiny little venue, and we got such great reviews. And they remembered us, and at the end of the year, they gave us, in the same level as Hamilton and those other shows, best out-of-town production. And also Mel won Best Actor alongside Richard Thomas
Oh, hello.
for the Humans.
Okay, well, I gotta keep updated because I want to see this production live on Zoom.
You're gonna have to watch. Yeah. No, that one's gonna be live streamed, but I think it'll actually be on YouTube live streamed.
Okay. I'm gonna throw out a question that's completely.
What? Okay, do that again. I'll do that. That seems so magical. I'm scared.
Oh, since you said that, I've gotta get my little magic wand out that I got the other day from Janet Gallen.
What? Oh, from Janet? Oh, that is magic then.
She
'Cause
sent
she
me
did
this
that.
little magic wand. Of course, it's a pen.
She did. Oh, a pen to write letters. Of course.
What is your favorite movie of all time?
Oh my God, that is so hard for me.
I know.
But if I factor in my entire lifespan, right? So if you really go from first memory to now,
Yeah.
I would have to say The Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
If you factor that in, because so when Universal Studios opened their movie theater up there, when they had the City Walk,
yeah.
I lived in LA and I never did anything like that, but there was a paper thing saying, what's your favorite movie for the opening of that? And I had to think about it, and I went, Wizard of Oz. So opening night, I won a ticket. So they had all the top movies in all the 18 theaters, or however many there are. And they had every living star left alive for all the top 18 movies. And I was there that night, and like Jimmy Stewart was standing there for It's a Wonderful Life. And like, I mean, everybody was there. I got tickets to see The Wizard of Oz. And for The Wizard of Oz, there was still Munchkins alive. And so all the Munchkins that were alive told us which Munchkin they were, so we could watch and cheer for them. And then there was, somebody from each star. There was Burt Lahr Jr. or there was Jack Haley Jr.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Burt Lahr Jr. It was somebody from Burt Lahr's family, but Jack Haley Jr. Ray Bolger's something or other. Lorna Luft was there. I think it was heaven.
Oh my
Heaven.
God.
And I was stood next to Jimmy Stewart, who was my favorite, and I couldn't get a word out of my mouth. I couldn't. And so I wrote him a letter after that and said, I was staying next to you and I just couldn't even speak, but I love you for all of these reasons. And he wrote me back in his own way, and I was like, so.
Do you have it framed on your wall?
I have it in a thing.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite movie.
Oh my God. One of my favorite of your creations was, and I want to say was, but with you might pop another one out. Yeah, was TV therapy.
Oh, I'm doing TV therapy. Have you seen my new ones?
No, I saw the one with Aaron Murphy, which
I've been doing new ones since with Zoom, because I thought I want to do something, and Zoom has, like, people are doing therapy sessions over Zoom. So I have 3 new ones that have just
thank you for reminding. I have one at 4 today.
Therapy session.
I almost forgot. Go ahead.
So I'm doing new ones, which I'm loving, because I'm doing it on Zoom. No crew, just me and the other person. So I've done one with Kathy Garver, Sissy from Family Affair. I did one.
Wasn't that just out?
Yeah, they're all brand new.
Okay, I saw that one. I loved that one.
Okay. And then I did one with the Land of the Lost people, the kids, Will Marshall and Holly Marshall, which is Wesley Ure and Kathy Coleman. And I just did one with Eddie Munster from the Munsters, Butch Patrick.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really fun. So if people don't know, it's a therapy session. It's a different. Every episode is a different classic television character played by the original actor in therapy now. So if that character had survived to this point, in therapy now, and with all their issues, and it's very fun to do and fun to write. So I'm loving it. So I need more people. Who can I get? I need more celebs, David. You know everybody.
Well, I'm gonna
think about it.
Give me a list, and we'll.
Okay, as I need some
be your casting director.
Yes, I need more people. I mean, I think the people have really, the fans of the shows have loved it, but I need more. You gotta have.
I've got a few on my mind. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm looking at these. I have these questions, and I could go on and on with you. I could spend the day and night with you.
Well, you've come to visit me before.
I know. Once we get out of COVID land, and we'll get there. We'll get there. From here on out with Juliet Mills. I mean, I could keep on listing. Oh my God, Freaking Island with Dawn Wells. She's still on Freaking Island.
She's still on that freaking island. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
so that's a spoof with Dawn Wells, where, like, Dawn. I met Dawn, and and right when I was shooting My Sister So Gay the first time, and somebody told her about it, and she said, "Can I read the script?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I sent her the script to My Sister So Gay, and the next day I was like, she's like, "I want to have a meeting with you," and I'm great, but I was like, I guess I should have an idea.
Wait a minute, she's called you up to have a meeting with you.
Dawn did, yeah.
Okay.
Dawn and her agent,
Yeah.
Leonard Carter.
Yeah.
Carter. So I was like, on the way to the meeting, I was like, it just hit me, as like, because I don't have meetings like that. I'm like, I should probably have an idea. Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought, well, somebody's actually had to have done this before. Like, let's just, what would happen if we spoof that she's still sitting on that frickin' island, and I wash ashore, and I get to ask all the logic questions that everybody wants to ask, and she's, she answers it in her own way, and we have a little series of things. There's a couple episodes of this, and it's really fun to do. So I actually get to hang out on Gilligan's Island with Marianne.
Well, we all grew up, the children of the 60s and 70s grew up with that show, and it's still playing on TV Land or wherever it's playing. I mean, it's one of the top 10 shows of all time. And you, as the creator, have written and created these amazing shows with people you grew up loving.
Those are the people that I love. Like, you know, a current star, they're fun to meet, a current star, but I really get all like, you know, excited about classic TV characters because that's who I grew up with. So when I get to work with one of these stars, it's like, okay, I've never met Butch Patrick, but, you know, Wesley Ure recommended him, and I was like, I'm getting to work with Eddie Monster. I'm doing something with the monsters, and it's like crazy, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh my God. I know the Munsters, I mean, Gilligan's Island, Bewitched.
Yeah.
So what is this coming up, The Fathers-in-Law?
Oh, The Fathers-in-Law. You are really like looking under all the rugs, aren't you?
I'm looking under the rugs. The rugs. He said,
The Fathers-in-Law, Michael Vaccaro, which you know, because we starred together in, what did we star together in?
Child of the 70s.
We played roommates.
Oh my God, we were roommates. And I have to say,
Yeah.
Bernie secretly had, like, always wanted to marry your character.
Why didn't he have us hook up? I don't know.
I don't know. I think Bernie had a
Bernie
brain.
kept going to the hospital.
Bernie kept on going to the hospital.
So you were always in the hospital.
He had a few issues.
So Michael got a hold of me and said, let's do something. And so he wanted to do The Mothers-in-Law, you know, a spoof. So we decided, of course, let's do it. And we'll do it, the Fathers-in-Law. It'll be in Palm Springs, and they will be next door neighbors, two gay couples who live next to each other. And they, you know, two of the most dominant ones in each couple hate each other.
Yeah.
And Wesley Ure is going to be my husband from Land of the Lost, because I always have good husbands. Come on.
Of course.
So don't hate me because I'm lucky.
Lucky.
So we have a daughter who we are like, I'm hoping she's not white. We have a daughter that we adopt that is I'm convinced, of course, she's a lesbian. And then they have a son who is very effeminate. But unfortunately, our children disappoint us and are straight and wind up engaged to each other. So we have to deal with the fact that our children aren't what that we thought they were.
Right.
And that this person that I can't stand is my in-law.
Yeah. So this is coming out, going to be started after
once we can film things, right?
Once we can touch.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I went back to when you said lucky, and I went, I'm lucky, you're lucky, we're all lucky. I love that show.
You look so handsome.
Do I? I don't know. You know, I don't know if I should have this button to
Show me
unbutton.
your cuffs.
What?
Show me your cuffs.
Oh, my cuffs?
Your cuffs are happening.
Aren't they? And they're here.
I saw it in there. Yeah, I know. That is classy. If you'd only worn pants, but
I only wore pants.
I'm not telling you if I'm wearing pants or not. I'm not going to stand up. You're just going to have to guess. Can't tell. Can't tell. Can't tell.
No, I can't see. So, what are you most proud of in your life?
Oh, gee. I guess as far as like what I've done, is that what you mean? I would say that I'm proud that I have followed my dream, whatever it is. You know, it's like I didn't take the easy way.
Yeah.
Because it's often don't know where the money's coming from, and but I'm doing what I like. I'm doing what I love to do, and that makes me very happy. I'm proud that I'm thankful that I have a wonderful family and friends. So that's my most treasured thing. But yeah. So.
Mwah. Thank you for the visit. This was nice. We need to do this outside of Meet the Biz.
Yeah. So how are your students doing?
You know, it's so great because I get to connect with everybody, you know, every day. We each get at least 8 to 10 students a week, and I get to call them up and say hello and just chat. And it's good for me. It's good for them. It's good for their families. It's
Yes.
so
Good.
that, yeah. So, but, and thank you, by the way, for coming. You've come several times to.
It's a pleasure. They're so great. They're so great. I love it.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm a proponent of everybody out there, make your own projects. Don't wait around. Just, if you want to do that, if you want to act, then do it. Act. You can, it costs nothing.
yeah.
Camera or Zoom, and you can be creative and you can have something.
And what's so good about you, and I'm so glad you said that, because I was thinking about a lot of the students, you know, you're in this weird, surreal time right now that you're stuck in the house and you're like, what's going on? And sometimes you can get stuck and not do anything.
Right.
But you got to keep moving on you don't have to. Nothing says you have
I mean, if you feel like you need time to heal, I don't blame anybody if they just go like, this sucks and I'm just going to heal. But for me, my therapy is, besides TV therapy, is to create. So, and of course, we know we had no money, all my play stopped. So I have done all these things. I've done the TV therapy and I've done the Zoom sex stuff I spent not a penny, not one penny. And I've got all these things. And so it can be done.
It can be done.
You have the technology now. You don't have to spend money to be creative.
Like Terry said.
Right here. This camera is better than a lot of cameras that were ever used in production of videotapes and stuff like that. This is better. And decent sound. I just learned how to finally edit myself. That was what was the only thing that was holding me back. And so now I've been editing and I'm like, I can crank one of these out and edit it. And I'm like, done.
Did you look that up on the internet?
Yeah, I just started doing it. I have like I have a Mac and there's like iMovie. I'm like, I just never knew. So I'm like, I'm going to learn and then just start doing it. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Then you go, okay, I don't know how to do this. You Google that. And then there's a video that tells you how to do that. And then you go to the next thing and you go, well, I don't know how to do this. Okay, there's a video. You can totally learn. Yeah. And that is independence. So, and freedom to create. So I am loving it. This has been a great time of learning for me. And I weep for all the horrible stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
But to not go crazy, I can't focus on it.
Yeah. That's why I have to connect with people every day like you. And it's like a friend's visit.
Is that what we're doing right now, aren't we?
We are. And I'm so glad that we met. I remember when we met in Pasadena.
At a play.
At a play. I was doing a stage reading of The Beautiful People.
With my friend Lucy.
I love Lucy.
Aw, we all love Lucy.
I know.
Yes, that is when I met you. And I thought, who's that? Dashingly handsome fellow over there.
Thank you. You know what went in my head? Lucy will bring us together.
When was that? How long ago was that?
150 years.
I thought it was 126.
Right. I don't know. I think that was.
Was it the 90s or the 2000s?
No, I think it was the 2000s.
It had to be early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Thank
well,
you.
we haven't aged a day.
Not at all. Not at all. I gotta touch
just
this
have
up.
a big clothespin back here. You zoom that up. Scotch tape. We can do this right. Like.
Oh, I know, right?
Tape it back up. Duct tape.
Oh my god. Oh my god, right? This is today.
Today.
To learn how to look younger.
Oh, yes.
Why did we bring this up? No,
Wait.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
You look terrific.
Thank you. Is this how we get a facelift? Oh my god. What is it? Oh yeah, this way too.
Yes.
get it behind the ears.
Oh, that was good. That was a good pull there.
Was it a good pull? It's ow. Okay, thank you.
Oh, don't forget a piece.
Oh,
Oh, they won't come off. Oh.
I know. We're like this for the rest of our natural days. And then we
This
go.
is what they call a taping. We had a taping.
Yeah, we did.